again, boys and girls, children of all ages, my friends. How are you guys doing today? Thanks for stopping in to chat about some flicks with me. Guys, today we are going to be talking about a movie from 1985. I was a whopping 5 years old in 1985. So, 1985, directed by a gentleman and a scholar named Chuck Russell. I didn't bother to look his name up to see what else he's directed. He may have directed some masterpieces, but I'll never know because I didn't look it up because I was lazy. So anyway, guys, I checked this out last night. I'm in several film groups on Facebook. I have my own film group. And in my film group, Extreme Film Fans, we do a weekly poll. And this week it was between, I think it was Steve McQueen and someone else. But Steve McQueen won. And his movie, The Blob, won Film of the Week. So, whoever nominated it won. Congratulations to them. But then, now everyone has a film to watch that they can discuss, in the group and that kind of stuff, which is cool. I dig it. Love it. It's one of my favorite things, right? So that one, and I have loved the 1988 version of The Blob since I was probably 10 years old, right? I mean, it's hands down one of those remakes that is better than the original. My friend Nick and I were talking about it, I think yesterday actually, when I told him what I was watching to wind down for the night. And, he said, oh man, I think that's better than the original. And I wholeheartedly agree with that because it has more depth of character, more depth of story. It also has some nuances and some twists to the story that aren't present in the original. In fact, as I'm recording this right now, I'm watching the original in the background on the TV on the wall across from me. And this one has the way that it starts off. It's got the asteroid crashing, the old hobo poking it with a stick, and it latches onto his hand. They take him to the hospital. But then the remake also has where the actual blob itself has more of a development, more of a character development, if you will, because it's not just an alien asteroid and there's some goop in it and you poke it and it attacks you and it just starts absorbing everybody. No, this is a jacked up government experiment that got hit by an alien bacteria that mutated an already messed up government biological weapons experiment into an even more messed up weapons experiment, and turns the blob into this like predatory ooze that comes after you. Now the 1988 version doesn't have the catchy tune that the 1958 version has. The blob creep and goop and scoop and boop and all that crap. It doesn't have that, but it doesn't need that. This is a more serious interpretation of the film, and so I really liked the characters. I mean, we got in the original we had Steve McQueen as kind of the teenage troublemaker, even though he seems like a really nice kid in the movie. Like all the adults are like, he's the devil. He's always making troubles, so they treat him like that. But in the remake, we have Brian Flagg, which I think is a cool name, and Kevin Dillon, and he's the motorcycle riding, beer drinking, cigarette smoking, kind of just, guy that's going around town, and he's the ne'er-do-well, even though he's got a heart of gold. You know what I'm saying? He's that guy that all the girls are like, oh, he's a bad boy. And all the guys are like, I want to beat him up because he's a bad boy and he's going to steal my girl. So we got that with Kevin Dillon. We got Shawnee Smith. You guys might know her as Amanda from the Saw films. This was one of her early flicks. She's in this as the cute cheerleader girlfriend. And then, we have another differentiation between the original and this one is that the town itself is taken. It's taken in the original one, but like the people that are taken, you can physically see them being taken, like sucked down drains, people like being melted with the ooze. I mean, it's a far more graphic version than it's 1950s. How graphic could it be? But this one wasn't afraid to show a little more gore, a little more blood. And you know, I ain't gonna lie, when I was a kid and I saw this movie, I really was scared. Especially that sink scene in the diner where the guy, it's like a clogged up sink, and she's like, oh, Miguel, or whatever his name is, and he's like trying to plunge it, and then he sticks his hand in there, and it's like, whack, and just pulls him in. Golly, that was traumatizing as a little kid. But I loved it. But yeah, guys, the 1988 Blob is... Frank Darabont wrote it, okay? So, I mean, that's The Mist, you know? He's done... Frank Darabont even did the first episodes of season 1 for The Walking Dead. So, I mean, Darabont he's tried and true. He's proven he's a good writer, proven he's a good director. I mean, so him writing The Blob, this felt real, okay? This didn't feel like a forced 80s horror film like some of them did. This had a decent budget, good special effects. They used some chemical that's used in milkshakes to make the ooze and the blob and stuff. And I actually read a little bit of trivia where the director and producers and stuff were turned off of milkshakes for years because of the slimy consistency of whatever it was they had to put in there to make them, I guess, frothy. I don't know. But it was like, I read that and I was like, yeah, I can see how that would turn you off, especially when you're on a film set for 6-8 months, you know, smelling it and feeling it and all that kind of stuff. Ugh. But anyway, guys, The Blob from 1988 is a must-see. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you do yourself a favor. I have it on Blu-ray, but you guys can find it for $5 on a digital streaming on Prime Video. You can find it there to watch. You can find the original Blob to watch on Max. In fact, my next review is probably going to be on the original Blob. And then, guys, it's going to get 4 out of 5 stars because it's a classic remake, man, and I love it. And you guys will love it too, I'm sure, if you give it a chance. And guys, thank you for watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys watching it. I sincerely do. It means the world to me. You know what? If you've seen The Blob, let's talk about it in the comments and let's start some conversations. If you haven't seen it, ask some questions about it if you want to. Whatever you want to do, guys, let's start some interactions. And I love you guys. Click like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. And I'm going to keep making them as long as you guys keep watching them. Peace out, my friends. God bless y'all, and I'll see you soon.